How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you.
Can we, Peter, can I ask you a favor?
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, you magical people. Welcome to it. Happy Klein Vrydag to everybody. Jamie Domberg reporting live for duty alongside the oh so sexy.
What is up, you magical people? Good morning to you all. My name is Raul de Mone, and once again, nourishing you with all things health and fitness.
Nice haircut over
Thank
there.
you. I did it myself, eh?
You can see that, but guys at home, with it being the last day of the hard lockdown, of course, stage 5, we have experienced for the past 35 days, we are shifting into uncharted territory. And one thing we can have solace in is that we are navigating these new waters together because we are stronger together.
That's very true. And now we reached out to our viewers to find out what lessons and gratitude you will carry with you from this experience going forward. And now Sandra February has to say that the biggest changes that the lockdown has brought into my life, I must say, is the bond that my kids and I have. It has definitely grown and gotten stronger, and I will surely treasure these moments, as when this pandemic is over, those little footsteps coming to me in the mornings won't be as often anymore. So also the biggest change is more appropriation for what I have here and now.
That
Absolutely
is so
love that.
beautiful, Sandra. We have another one that came through from Renette Kupka as well, saying that, guys, for me, not just to be a workaholic, to remember that I'm a human being, to take care of myself, my health, and give more attention to the things I love, like gardening, cooking, baking, music, and my house and my dogs, and not just work. We hear you, Renette. That is very important.
Yeah. And now Suwan Patel says, lockdown brings us together as a family. A very good morning to you, my lovely Expresso show from SABC3. We love you, and we love you too, Suwan. And thank you so much for being a part of this incredible show and making our morning that much special.
Yes, and we absolutely love connecting with you on our social media platforms, as always. And this morning we are posting on there as well, saying since the lockdown, we've stopped spending money on many things. Well, some of us. What are you saving on? Let us know using that all-important hashtag Expresso Show. Are you saving money right now? Well, you're clearly saving money with a haircut.
Yeah, number one, I'm saving on a haircut. Definitely saving on fuel. I'm obviously not going on all my adventures, so that's a sad and a happy win and loss, I guess. And that's pretty much it. I'm actually dining quite extravagantly, especially seeing all the inspiration from the show and the fact that I'm not going out. I'm just compensating that budget going towards
food.
Gourmet food, yeah.
That is absolutely true. But same, yeah, like I save money on obviously transport and that, but then I find other ways to spend that money on. But I mean, let us know, maybe you can give us some inspiration on how we can save during this lockdown. But right now, we're going to get on with the show and head over to those news headlines.
A very good morning to you, team Nani Nonge Makaya. It's time for us to have the first look at the news headlines. Starting off with our national news, the government last night announced a raft of changes as the country moves into an eased lockdown from tomorrow. Amongst others, the agricultural sector is to open fully. Buses and rails will be operative, but under strict conditions, and exercise will be allowed between 6 and 9 o'clock in the morning within a 5-kilometer radius of one's home. In a surprise announcement, the government went back on its decision to allow cigarettes to be sold under level 4, citing possible health impacts. Buying alcohol also remains prohibited. Cape Town International Convention Centre will be used as a temporary COVID-19 hospital, allowing for 800 people to be treated when the pandemic peaks, Western Cape Premier Alan Winde said yesterday. The site will be ready by the first week of June, well before the expected peak when the need for these beds will arise. As of Tuesday, the Western Cape recorded 1,935 confirmed cases of the COVID-19 infection and 38 deaths. This represents the most positive cases in the country. Moving further afield, Swiss authorities say it is now safe for children under the age of 10 to hug their grandparents in a revision to official advice on coronavirus. The Health Ministry's infectious diseases chief, Daniel Koch, said scientists had concluded that young children do not transmit the virus. He also said such meetings should be brief. However, not all experts agree with the Swiss government's findings. Germany's chief virologist, Christian Drosten, told the media that there was insufficient data to say conclusively that young children could not transmit the virus. Malawi was one of the last countries in the world to announce its first case of COVID-19. But ever since, it has been embroiled in a constitutional row about a lockdown the government wants to impose to tackle the pandemic. The High Court took the unprecedented step of blocking the government's plans to impose a lockdown until more had been done to help those worst affected. In answer to this, President Peter Mutharika has now announced an emergency cash transfer program for the poorest people. And now how a bird named Carlton II smashed a migration record. Yesterday morning, we learned about Yoshi, the loggerhead turtle's amazing world travels. And this morning, we have an equally mind-blowing story about a bird's travels. A cuckoo named Carlton II has just smashed a migration record by flying some 7,600 kilometers from Africa to England in 7 days. 3-year-old Carlton was helped by strong southerly winds on his journey. Cuckoos normally take 2 or 3 weeks to make an annual journey. Carlton was fitted with a high-tech satellite tag in May 2018 by scientists from the British Trust for Ornithology so they could track his every move. He has since flown 35,500 kilometers on his migration between his 2 homes. The cuckoo will spend the next 4 to 6 weeks breeding in the UK before traveling all the way back to the Congo rainforest. We expand on these news headlines a little later on. Right now, it's time for us to have the first look at the weather.
Thank you very much, Kuhle. It's just after 7 o'clock. A very good morning to you, South Africa. My name is Thabiso Mokubela. Time for us to take a look at the weather across the country. But first, we take a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures we have been asking you to send through. And you have. Angela Morrison from Durban sent us this stunning sunrise picture of the morning sky opening up in the vibrant city, South Africa's playground. Durban, you can expect a shower in the afternoon. Otherwise, sunny and pleasant conditions today. The high of 26 degrees. It sounds like a beautiful day out there. We've also asked you to send in pictures of your town. Show us what it's looking like on that side of the country. Etihano van Weinhardt sent us a picturesque picture at that, or visuals from Knysna on the Garden Route. This gorgeous picture shows off Knysna's beauty and why he loves his town so much. I mean, why wouldn't you love that? How can you not love it? Knysna can expect warm weather today, reaching a maximum of 27 degrees. Looks beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Angela and Etihano, for your pictures. We hope that you have a great day. Remember, you can get yours through to us on our Facebook page. Now, most of South Africa can expect sunny and warm conditions today. A bit of a break from the rain that we have seen the last couple of days. Let's take a look at the temperatures across the country. We start off with sunny Polokwane today at 9, your low, reaching a high of 23, with plenty of sunshine for Mbombela, 13. That's where you start off, peaking at 27 degrees. If you're out in Pretoria, expect a gentle southerly breeze. It's going at 13 km per hour. Your low is 9, reaching a high of 22. With a hazy sunshine for Johannesburg, 7 and 19. Mahikeng, times of sun today, 7 and 22. With sunny Klerksdorp at 5, reaching a high of 21. If you're out in Kimberley, mostly sunny conditions for you today, 6, that's your low, reaching highs of 21. With the coolest start to the day for the country, across the country, Bloemfontein leads in that regard. 3 is your low, reaching a high of 21. And times of sun and clouds for Richards Bay, 15 and 26 your temperatures. Pietermaritzburg, a break from the rain, 10 and 22, sun and clouds today, with sunny and afternoon showers for the South Africa's playground. Durban, 16, that's your low, we mentioned earlier on. The high is 26. It's sunny out in Mthatha, 5 and 21. And if you're out in East London, expect a light northeasterly breeze. It's going at 7 km per hour, and your temperatures are 13 and 23. Craddock, 4 and 22, with sunshine for the friendly city. Port Elizabeth, 12, reaching a high of 24. And sunny to partly cloudy for George today, 12, reaching a high of 25. And sun and clouds for Sutherland, 4, reaching a high of 20. Cape Town, the mother city, expect your temperatures at 11 and 24, with Worcester Worcester starting off at 8, reaching a high of 27. And lastly, if you're out in Uppington today, 9 is your low, reaching a high of 26. Now, being on lockdown does not mean we can't get to see this beautiful country we live in. So we invite you to send in your pictures of your town. Show us what it looks like. We'd love to show it live on the show. And make sure to include a picture of yourself and why you love your town so much. Have a beautiful Thursday.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
It's that time in the morning where we kick you off with that daily dose of inspiration. And it's time to kick you off with our quote of the day. And one of our most a tragic figure that's coming out of World War II, it's Anne Frank, who was a Jewish girl whose diary of her family's 2 years in hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands became a classic of war literature. Receiving a diary for her 13th birthday, she wrote in it faithfully, recounting day-to-day life in hiding, from her adolescent experiences to fear of capture. Her flair for the written word and her fiery resilience are evident, making the eventual capture of her family and death from typhus fever even more heartbreaking. And this is what she wrote.
She says, "I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains." I want to read that again, I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. And for her, to use that space, even what she went through, and still see the beauty beyond that, that is so powerful. And, maybe for us, as we move forward from this lockdown, let us focus on how much meaning the simple and beautiful things in life can bring to us.
Only you can make my day.
A very happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you. Happy, happy, ha, 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 ha.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
Hey.
Time to celebrate your birthday. So welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this incredible Thursday edition. And it's the 30th of April. And we've been sent some special birthday wishes for the day. And if it's your birthday, you're celebrating alongside Jacques Berman, Webster, number 2, and better known by his stage name, Travis Scott, and he's turning 28 years old. And Travis is an American songwriter, rapper, and the father of Kylie Jenner's daughter, Stormi. Now, Travis Scott's most notable work came with his single, Antidote. Over the years, he has won a Billboard Music Award, has been nominated for 6 Grammy Awards, and sold over 45 million certified records in the US alone. So, my man, happy birthday, and we hope you drop an album soon.
Birthday, Travis Scott. Now, to wish you guys, the real celebrities, our viewers, we've received those videos that we love seeing. This one goes out to Kutala Mhlom. Let's check it out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hi everyone, I would like to wish my beautiful daughter Kutala Mhlom a happy birthday for today. She's turning 17. May God bless her with many more years to come. Love her so much. Mama, love you so much. Mwah.
Mama loves you so much. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Love that video, man.
And she's got so much swag and rhythm and everything else. I love it. Now, this next one is to Mataya on his first birthday, sent via Zimbre and her grandparents, Stellan. And yeah, I think it's Cookie Ramson as well that sent this one in. Let's check it out. Check that swag. Oh, everybody's just got
showing us his dance moves.
Yeah, I love it.
I just want him to just move away from the couch. I want to see something.
Drops mic, done.
No, I'm just kidding. Happy first birthday to you, cutie pie. Oh, wow. Now, this one goes out. It's a 6th birthday. Happy 6th birthday to my nephew, Mohau Motaung. Wishing you a little hero, a rocky birthday. You're blessed. You are loved. Oh, happy birthday to you, Mohau. Sean is also celebrating his birthday, wishing my dearest husband, Sean, a wonderful birthday filled with lots of love and laughter. Lots of love, your wife, Bella Robertson. Happy birthday, Sean.
Happy birthday. Now, Spulile says, happy birthday to Spulile Landa. May this year be your best year. May you receive an abundance of blessings. And you have grown into being quite the fine, kind, and sweet young man that you are. Now, enjoy your day, stay safe, and enjoy the quarantine too. Happy birthday to you, my man. And the next one's to Wesley. Happy birthday to the most amazing husband and father. Wesley Wittrup, we love and cherish you so much. From Jessica, Tian, Liam, and Madison. Happy birthday, my man.
Yolanda celebrating her birthday. I send my best birthday wishes to my awesome friend, Yolanda. May you continue to grow wise and smart. I love you to the moon and back. Happy 17th birthday, Ninja. Lots of love from your friend, Ustoni Sego. Taylor is also celebrating her birthday. I wish my daughter, Taylor Norris, a happy 5th birthday. We love you and wish you a wonderful lockdown birthday. Love from your mommy, Uncle Eddie, and Carmen. Happy birthday to you.
Now, of course, if you send a video to 0716406551, you can obviously get your birthday shared on the show, and we would love to hear and see more about it. And of course, you can also email birthdays at cardova.tv.
A very happy birthday to everyone celebrating their birthday today. Celebrations all across. Now, it's time for us to draw some inspiration as we challenge South Africans to nominate their hashtag GodGameLockdown legends. And we've seen a few of those. We've also been sharing some amazing individual stories for inspiration. Are you not inspired? Because I certainly am. Because yesterday, we shed light on the team at Fritz Pet Hotel and Daycare Center. They take in all the dogs of homeless owners while they stay at shelters. That really put a smile on my face and warmed my heart in the most beautiful way. And this morning, we're going to be taking a look at 2 nominations that we have received from you, our viewers at home. First up is Ashley Skippers. Ashley Skippers has such a heartwarming story. Please tell the people about it.
So beautiful. She actually shared this and said, I have to nominate Dominique Samuels, owner of a food truck called Chow Time in Wentworth, Durban. Now, he was not being able to operate his business and actually sell anymore due to lockdown regulations, but he used his passion for cooking and passion for people to feed the community. How heartwarming. And she said he started all on his own and others decided to step in and assist. They do breakfast, they do lunch and supper, and occasionally snacks for the little ones. I salute this guy for giving back to his community in these times.
We need people like that. We need people who look at what it is that they can do and what it is that they can add to enriching the lives of others, especially during this time of absolute need. So chow down Thank you.
So
Big
much.
ups to you. Right.
We also have another nomination that came through, and this one is for Lawrence Dumasani Kumalo, whose story highlights a true Kasi hero. Now, Lawrence Dumasani Kumalo said, I nominate Freddie Mabuza. Now, during lockdown, there was heavy rain that washed away our road, but this guy, he fixed the road with stones, old tires and soil. He doesn't have a car, but he volunteered to do that. I call him a Kasi hero, and we call him that too, because he has really just inspired everyone by doing this all on his own.
Wow. A complete steering. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Mabuza. You're doing amazing there. You are a true community builder in the truest sense of it. We love that. So many stories like this, we love to hear them. So if you know someone who is out there spreading positivity in an unexpected way, please do nominate them, and you could both win a 1,000 Rand game voucher. Now, to enter, all you have to do is tell us who your lockdown legend is and why, and the hashtag is GodGame, and tag in game stores. Make sure they see it as well, and you could win. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. This competition will run until the 8th of May, so look out for all those legends in your neighborhood and nominate them. And of course, in the spirit of being prepared, Game, they've got you covered with all the essential items that you need. These include groceries, pet food, cleaning items, hand sanitizers, baby products, stationery for all your homeschooling and needs. And also, just in time for the cooler season, which we obviously are all feeling, the list has expanded to include heaters as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Now, if you do find any essential products at a cheaper price, show them online or even in-store, and they'll beat the price by 10% on the difference under their price beat promise. And remember, they are open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5, and then Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays from 9 to 3. What are you waiting for? Show us how you hashtag GotGame.
And I go la 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 la, she's got the look. She's got the look. And I go la 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 la, she's got the look. She's got the look. And I go la 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 la, she's got the look. She's got the look. And I go la 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 la, she's got the look. What in the world can make a brown-eyed girl turn blue? look. She's got the look. I'm like, oh, la, 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 la. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And now, since it's Throwback Thursday, we thought it would be great to kick it old school with a funky aerobic exercise. And aerobics is all about working up a sweat and getting your heart rate up. And back in the day, it was all about colorful retro outfits, leg warmers, sweatbands, and most importantly, having fun while getting in the necessary exercise. And this morning, I'll be taking you back in time with these timeless exercises with some music to keep you moving. And of course, I'm joined by the illustrious, all the way through to the character of the 80s, Thabiso Makubela. Look at the man shining. Man, I'm loving your outfit, Thabiso, and even more so, I'm loving this glow you have this morning. You came with everything and all the boxes checked. Thank you so much,
You
my
said
friend.
retro yesterday, and I said, well, say no more. I went out, dug this from when I used to do a lot of exercise back in the 60s, and here I am today.
And here we all are today, joining us for this retro, kicking it back into an old school session. So, Thabiso, what we're going to be doing this morning is essentially showing everybody what exercise we're going to do, number one, and then how we put that into a sequence and have some fun with it.
Okay, cool.
So it's really easy, nice and simple. We're going to start off, everything's going to be 8 reps in total, all right?
Okay.
So we're starting with the upper body, good rotations, have your shoulders nice and wide, and you're just going to go for a rotation to the right, and then the left. That's 2, 3, that's 4, 5, 6, we're going to 8, 7, and 8. And that's the first step done. So you guys at home, first step done. That's your rotations. Straight after that, we're going to go through to punches. So making sure you have a nice wide stance. You don't want to have your legs too straight, so you've got a little bit of a bend, hinging at the hip. Now we're going to go for 8 reps once again. To the right-hand side, now we go 1. Now punch to the left. 2, keep your guard up. 3, block your head. 4, 5, lovely. 6, 7, nice, and 8. And of course, you're going to feel some good arm stimulation there. We're rotating using the core at the same time. All right, step number 2, that was your punches, okay? You got to focus, you got to remember this. We're going straight into it.
Right.
Number 3, we're going from punches to crunches.
Okay,
right,
I'm
so
with you.
crunches,
I'm here.
Stay in that position. You're going to put your hands behind your head, and now you're going to go 1, 2, there we go. 3, lovely stuff. 4, bring it nice and high. 5, 6, there we go. 7, and 8. Lovely stuff. And from crunches, we're going to go to high knees. So essentially just having your hands straight in front of you, and you're lifting your knees as high as you can. Number 1, 2, lovely. 3,
I love these.
5, 6, 7, 8. And we've got 2 more left. Now we're going for butt kicks, nice and simple. Just kicking your bum. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you guys at home, we're going to finish off with a nice power move into a sumo squat with a punch. Squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
How's Adele?
7, and
Adele
8.
and Jamie.
All right, there we have it.
But you know what? I can't speak, but it's not because this is difficult.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is that you see Anel and Jamie joining in on the fun. Ordinarily, they sit here or sit over there or wherever they're sitting, and they laugh at whoever's doing the exercise because they're obviously breaking a sweat. But this is so good because anyone can do this exercise.
Literally,
I imagine everyone is actually doing it at home as well. So send us pictures.
All right, guys. So we've done our steps. You guys need to try and remember everything that we did. Don't worry, after the show, we'll go for another attempt. But DJ, hit me up with that old school track. Let's kick it old school. It's time to hit it to the 80s, all right? You guys at home, you're joining us. We're going to string all those moves together. Feel the vibe, feel the cheers, feel the pump, and let's have some fun with it, all right? Tubbs, you ready?
Let's go.
In 3, 2, 1, we're going to start that side, all right?
Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Right, left, right, left, that's 4.
Pump up the volume, Mr. DJ.
7, 8, punch.
Give me some tunes over there.
2,
Come on.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. High knees. 1, 2. Lovely stuff, Tubbs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. High knees now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finish strong now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is done.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Lovely stuff, brother. And of course, in that last round, make sure you add a lovely rep. Put some soul, put some swag into it, and make sure that you keep moving. We're going to go for one
Let's
more
do one
round
more,
now.
please.
I think that was fun, you guys at home. I'm sure you got it, but now let's join in. You ready? 2,
Okay, now put your
1,
back
go.
into
it. Right, left, 3.
You're doing the wrong thing now.
5, 6, 7, 8. We're going for punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
no one else.
6, 7, 8. Crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. High knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Butt kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sumo squat. Punch, 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 punch. 4 more. 1, 2, 3.
And twerk on
Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's the ultimate throwback. It's Throwback Thursday, and of course, we're doing all the good stuff that you had back in the D. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you again after the live, and you can go for another attempt if you didn't crack that. But ooh, something smelling good in the kitchen. Let's see what's up.
I know, you've got boobs. I need you to show everyone again. Twerk, 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 twerk. Yes, and now giving us the play. I love it. That was a good workout. Now we need to...
Awesome, Jamie.
No, we need to catch our breath now because we are taking everyone's palates on an adventure. We are taking our taste buds to Italy this morning. Step aside as we make way for a mouth-watering starter that will be at the top of everyone's must-try list. My mouth is already watering. But our Be Well Arancini with a blue cheese dip is a great way to use up leftovers, maybe easy to make, and easily refrozen too. Now, this is convenient, tick. Affordability, tick. And deliciousness all squeezed into one yummy bite. Now, this morning, we are using the Be Well Original Tangy Mayonnaise, which is suitable for vegetarians and vegans, but it's also naturally gluten-free and endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa, meaning we are making healthier choices for our bodies and tastier choices for our stomachs. Now, after that workout, after all that twerking, you want to maybe just chill down and have this arancini. But what exactly is arancini?
Arancini is an Italian word for a fried little rice ball. That's basically it. And you can do anything with it, so leftover rice is perfect. We're using a bit of risotto rice.
Okay.
It's a short grain rice, so it's more starchy, so it sticks together. But let me quickly take you through the recipe. We're going to make a blue cheese dip, and then we're going to make that beautiful arancini, and I'm going to show you how.
Oh, is that what's smelling so potent? Is the blue cheese?
So we've got, just for the dip first, it's a bit of cream cheese. You just want to soften that a bit up. You've got some blue cheese, and if you've got gorgonzola, you like any other cheese, please use it. Please use it. And some chives. If you want to use other flavorings like pesto even, or parsley, you can add it in.
Have fun with this.
And then our beautiful tangy mayonnaise that we are using today.
We'll give a nice kick as well to it, and nice and creamy with that.
So we're just going to mix that all up, and then just to balance it out, remember always to balance it out with a bit of acidity with any dish, with acidity and a bit of salt and pepper. So this is a bit of lemon juice and a bit of lemon rind.
Also good now for keeping that vitamin C in that we need after that twerk session. And now I'm very proud of you. Yes, girl, you have moves.
I don't think so. I'm like a white girl from the Vrystaat, so ek sukkel maar met die moves, I'll be quite honest.
No, listen, I'm sure you did better than Tabisa, but don't tell him that I told you that. Okay, so the dip is done. You said you can add pesto or whatever if you want to take it up a notch. But then now with the rice, you said risotto is preferably the rice that we use. But what if you don't have risotto? Can you use brown rice? Can you use white rice?
I love using brown rice because it's chewy and it's got loads of fiber in. And rice also has vitamin B, a big thing, and it's easy absorbable for your body. I use the risotto rice because we had it in stock. But if you just got normal rice that you cooked last night, you gooi hom in. So what we're going to add, we just want to flavor this rice a little bit. We're going to add some mushrooms that we fried. But if you want to add anything else, please, what you've got in the fridge. If you've got a bit of green peppers, chop it up, put it in, anything that you've got in the fridge. I'm going to add some cheese in here. Cheesy. And then if you want to add some parsley or any flavorings, please go ahead. And you can also use like oregano. You can also add some pesto in here. So we're going to just get that through, just to get the flavors through. Always season with salt and pepper. Just a pinch.
I'm going to ask you a silly question. Risotto. I always feel like I feel very scared with risotto because when I watch, what is the chef's name? Jamie Oliver.
Yes.
They always talk about risotto needing to be cooked perfectly.
Yes.
What is the secret to cooking a perfect risotto?
Yes. Wat hak ek nou so vas? Die geheim.
Die geheim, ja.
Is that you have to put in the stock ladle by ladle and you have to stir it the whole time. That is the perfect
That is the...
result.
Got it. So now...
Jamie, ek moet nou vir jou verduidelik om hierdie balls te maak. So first of all, it's always good to put your hands in a bit of water. My hand has been washed. Because then the rice doesn't stick to your hand when you make the little ball. So I'm first going to do that one. There's one. But then I'm going to make another one as well. Ek het 'n bietjie kaas bymekaar gedruk. And I'm going to put that in the center of the ball.
So when you bite into it, that cheese is going to ooze out. I hear it, okay.
And then breading, that is a big thing. Just always use one hand. Always have one hand free to work with the oil. So first you put it in the flour. First the flour. And have your bowls ready like that. Then in the egg.
Triple dipping.
In the egg, yeah, you have to do the egg because the egg is going to stick to the flour. And then in the breading. Then in the bread. And if you don't have breadcrumbs, just take an old bread, crumb it up and put it a bit in the oven and let it dry out in the oven. And now we put it in the oil, and I just want to show you again to check if your oil is correct. Take your wooden spoon,
Yes.
put it in and see if it bubbles like that. Then you know your oil is ready, about 160 degrees. And then carefully, please just be careful. Put it in the oil.
Hear that. Ooh.
Yes. So it's a one hand, so the other one hand is free. Roll it up. I forgot to do this, so it doesn't stick to my hand. Roll it first in your flour, not the other way around. It's not going to work.
Not going to stick together.
And if you don't have breadcrumbs, I did the other day, I didn't have any breadcrumbs or bread in my home, and I just did the flour thing, and het sommer bleek uitgekom.
So the breadcrumbs, you would say, is also that
Essential
perfect.
for that crispy crunch on the outside. Once again, slowly put it into something and then slowly lift it in your oil.
And while you put it in, you can also twerk maybe. Like show them how you... Yeah.
See, my oil was a bit too hot. But kyk hoe pragtig lyk daai.
The golden brown
yeah.
is what you want.
Perfect.
And you just
And that's
dip it
it.
in
And eat
then
it.
Enjoy it.
And this is perfect because it's got rice, something that everybody's got in their home. They've got a bit of mayonnaise and a cheese and a bit of flavouring, and that's all you need. It is so easy.
Easy peasy,
and delicious.
Italian squeezy. Arancini with a blue cheese dip. Once you get it, you dip it in, you start twerking, and then you go head over to expressoshow.com. That is where you'll find this recipe. Ciao mambo. Dip.
Made with peas, our original Bewell tangy mayonnaise is packed with pea protein. Simply twist and enjoy an egg-free indulgence.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live on SABC3. You have made the right choice on a Thursday morning. Thank you so much. Time to shift our focus over now from delicious food in the kitchen to something very topical at the moment, COVID-19, which has been known to cause mild symptoms in some people who are infected. But it can also lead to severe illness, and we've seen this, we've read about it as well. The main function of the immune system is to protect the body from infection. However, some people have weakened immune systems, which makes them more prone to, frequent infections. And those who have serious underlying health issues, especially those with weak immune systems brought on by, let's say, HIV and AIDS, are really at an increased risk of getting severely ill. Now, our trusted multimedia health specialist, Dr. Darren Green, he joins us via video call to talk to us through about the COVID-19 for people who are already compromised and whose immune systems, I suppose, may be compromised during this time. Dr. Darren Green, looking good in green. Good morning. Thank you so much for making time this morning.
Morning, Tabs. Morning.
Dr. Darren Green, what are some of the common diseases that compromise your immune system and put you at risk of getting severely sick from COVID-19?
Yes, for sure. So we think about obvious things in our setting like HIV and AIDS syndrome, obviously. So HIV, TB, things like diabetes mellitus, things like hypertension can put you potentially at risk here as well, and it's proven to be quite a big risk factor, actually. Cardiovascular risk factors as well, in terms of having had angina with coronary vessel disease, etc. And then, of course, there are lots of people that suffer from conditions that are autoimmune, where they're on medication that is actually geared at suppressing the immune system over time. So people like that use corticosteroids for long periods of time, asthmatics, for example, people that suffer from lupus, cancer patients on chemotherapy are also another very vulnerable group because their immune systems are also quite low. So quite a spectrum of them, obviously, and things like chronic kidney disease also putting people at risk with a compromised immune system.
Dr. Green, the thing about your immune system, and I think for a lot of people they'll relate to this next question, is you often don't know that your immune system is weak if, for example, you don't have any pre-existing conditions. So what are some of the signs, the symptoms and the warning signs that you may actually indeed have a weak immune system?
Yeah, so getting sick regularly is one of them. Also staying sick for longer periods of time is another. Looking at simple things, like, for example, when your immunity is down, you might be more prone to simple things like even cold sores, which is something simple. Because when you run down, obviously, your immune system is delayed in its response to specific viruses, etc. And that can obviously play a massive role in terms of how long you take to respond to a virus or a bacteria in this case. So, yeah.
And Dr. Green, are some people living with HIV or AIDS more at risk of getting ill?
Yeah, so when it comes to HIV specifically, we look at the different cell types, and CD4 counts are very important. That's one of the type of cells in your immune system that are very responsible in regulating and modulating your response to infection. And those cell counts can drop quite significantly. If you have HIV and you're living with HIV/AIDS and you're on ARVs, and you've had a positive response in terms of your CD4 count improving, but also your viral load, being decreased to almost not detectable or absent completely, you must then understand that would put you in the closest possible to normal bracket. So being on treatment and then keeping on treatment and modulating your immune system can get you to a place where you have the best chance against fighting off any opportunistic infections. And the same applies to diabetes. Diabetics with good sugar control obviously have a much better chance of conquering, obviously, this coronavirus. But diabetics that have poor sugar control and have constantly high sugars and have the end organ complications of diabetes are obviously the ones that are more at risk of staying ill and taking a longer time or even developing the complications of this virus.
And that means someone at home right now who's sitting and watching this living with HIV or AIDS needs to definitely pay more attention and extra care in particular. But what are some of the precautions that people who do have weak immune systems, such as those who live with HIV, can take to sort of maximize their chances of staying healthy and to avoid infections? What can they do? How can they help themselves during this time?
as a vulnerable population, just as old people are and the elderly with their compromised immune systems, people living with HIV, people that are diabetics, etc., and all these other conditions that I've mentioned, they need to be meticulous about their hand washing practices, about their physical distancing practices, about their gatherings, etc. They need to be mindful completely of compliance with medication more than anybody else, so that they can actually get their immune systems to baseline, which is the closest, obviously, to fighting it normally. Remember that the immunocompromised patients are the patients that stay sick for a lot longer. They're also the patients, obviously, that develop the complications of the infections that they are vulnerable to, and they are the patients that are at risk of fatality at the end of the day. So whatever you can do, and those measures that I've mentioned, you need to do every day. It's your treat to yourself and your job for yourself.
I love it. It's all on you. Thank you so much, Dr. Darren Green, for joining us this morning. Have a fantastic Thursday. And of course, you heard it.
You too, Tab.
Thank you. You heard it from the good doctor himself. It's about really tapping into that knowledge that you do have a compromised immune system and really making sure that you pay attention, you take the precautionary measures that are necessary to make sure that you protect yourself during this time. Amidst all of this chaos caused by COVID-19 on a global scale, let us all remain positive during this time. And remember to take the necessary precautions, and this is for everyone, to protect yourself from the virus by washing your hands for 20 seconds. This is for everyone. Or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Wear a mask in public. It's law. And only leave the house when it is absolutely necessary to do so, because staying at home really does save lives.
In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, UNAIDS and RB Group joined forces to help protect people living with HIV across Africa. Working through the UNAIDS network, the partnership hopes to reach approximately 220,000 individuals across 22 countries in Africa with hygiene packs that contain a 3-month supply of Dettol bar soap and Jik bleach. RB's Regional Director for Health in Africa, Russell Taylor, joins us by video call to tell us a little bit more. A very good morning to you, Russell. Where are you calling us from?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I'm actually calling you from the UK today. I normally live in Johannesburg, but my family were in the UK as lockdown came into force, so I came home so I'd be with them, and I'm working from home, but still very much focused on South Africa and Africa.
It's such a pleasure having you this morning. Thank you for taking time out to join us. This is a wonderful, wonderful initiative. But how did you come up with this partnership with UNAIDS?
That's a great question. So at RB, we say that our fight is to ensure that there is access to high-quality hygiene, wellness and nourishment. And that's a right, not a privilege. So as obviously the situation has worsened globally, we've been looking as a company as to areas and ways in which we could support both our retailers and the partners we work with normally to sell our products, but also how we could support more vulnerable groups, people that might have a harder time getting access to that quality hygiene. And ultimately, we already had a fantastic partnership through our Durex brand with UNAIDS. So they were an existing partner. Yes. So it made a lot of sense to work with them to try and support people living with HIV who might be in more vulnerable groups and find it harder to get that access.
I love that you've mentioned that, because we do know that people living with HIV are at a higher risk of contracting coronavirus. But what other social issues with regards to COVID-19 and HIV can this partnership be a solution to?
So there's a lot of things we don't know, honestly, globally about COVID-19. So there is no proof that people living with HIV are at higher risk, but based on anyone who has a suppressed autoimmune system, anyone who's living with a long-term condition, they are more likely to be at risk, and that's why we're supporting and focusing on that group. In addition to donating the product, we're obviously also driving education on high-quality hygiene. And that's going to be beneficial not just to the recipients of these donations, but also to their families, to the people that they're living with, and to their loved ones. So this is about education, as well as donation of superior hygiene.
I love that so much. I mean, I've mentioned earlier on that you hope to reach approximately 220,000 individuals across 22 countries. That's a massive commitment. But exactly how many packs will be distributed and what is inside the pack?
So the commitment we're making is for 3 months. So we're going to distribute every month to these individuals a care package. That care package will include 3 bars of Dettol bar soap and 1 bottle of jig bleach to help them with their hygiene needs for that month. And then when they come back to the UNAIDS clinic, they will receive a second package and then a third package. So it's really through our partnership with UNAIDS that we're able to get that massive access, which we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't have a great partner like them.
It's a great partnership indeed. Now, when are you starting with your distributions and where exactly are you starting?
So we are, the 22 countries are across all of Africa, from, South Africa being the biggest recipient, but, Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt, Lesotho, we're doing this everywhere where UNAIDS feels there is a need. We will be shipping, hopefully this week, product from our South African distribution centre. So we're trying to race into action and make a difference immediately.
I absolutely love that. And also Africa is a developing country, so most of the people in it do not have access to these very essential items. So thank you so much for joining us this morning and shedding some light on this very important matter. We are looking forward to seeing this powerfully needed initiative come to life in aid of COVID-19. Enjoy the rest of your morning.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Let's protect the places we know our loved ones love, starting today so that we can protect who we love. Dettol.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This morning, we chat to medical doctor and Miss South Africa 2018, Tamarin Green. Being in the front line of the COVID-19 battle, she has actively been involved, offering her medical expertise as well as supporting local charity organization. Welcome to the show, Tamarin.
Good morning. It's good to see you guys up and running.
It's so exciting to have you, a medical doctor and Miss South Africa 2018, on our show. Are you at work or are you at home at this time?
No, I'm at home at the moment. I was on call yesterday, so today is like post-call, so I get to be at home. But I'm going to be sleeping, probably.
Thank you for using this time to actually chat to us. Just very briefly, how hectic are the hospitals currently?
I can only speak for my hospital. Currently, it's not chaotic. It's quite calm. Everyone just knows what's happening. They know the protocol. They know what needs to take place. We have designated wards for anyone we suspect of COVID. So actually the atmosphere is quite calm and everyone's working well together.
That's very good. It means that we are doing well as the public. But you've also urged, us to stay safe, stay home, practice personal hygiene. How has the lockdown impacted you personally and how are you coping with it?
I think my daily routine had to change. So every day I go to the hospital, I wear scrubs. I no longer wear my own clothing. This is kind of just to prevent any exposure, bringing germs home, bringing COVID home, etc. When I get to the hospital, we all get screened every day. They check your temperature, have you had any flu symptoms? Then, your every day in hospital, hygiene has always been a thing. But now it's like on steroids. It's you there's alcohol like between every patient, like to wash your hands with. When you leave the hospital, when I come home, I make sure that I put my scrubs in a separate laundry bag. And then coming home, you basically just, you watch series, you keep busy with cooking.
Catch up with some sleep.
You can't go anywhere, so that's what my daily routine is now like.
Our daily routines have been completely shifted. We are kind of, establishing healthy habits now. Now, as a medical doctor, you've been giving most of your time to the well-being of South Africa through medical care. I mean, this must have tremendous physical and emotional strain, but how do you manage that? And what kind of advice do you have for other healthcare workers?
I think for me, the best thing for me to kind of deal with whatever happened at work, whether it was stressful, you lost a patient, you had a difficult patient, whether you had a good day, it's always good to speak to someone about it. So have your person, whether that is a parent, whether that is a partner, a best friend, that always helps me deal with like my stress. And then obviously doing things that make you happy. So whether it's exercising, cooking, playing with your dog, which I love. Like every time I play with my dog, I feel better. So that's my advice to healthcare workers. Like, there must be balance. It can't always be hospital. You can't carry what happened to you at work home.
You recently did a video online, a Q&A kind of session whereby the public could send in questions related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Why was there a need for this to happen, and how did you come up with the idea?
I kind of just felt like when you go on, your coronavirus websites, when press releases are circling, there's a lot of medical jargon. And I felt that sometimes people need to be informed about COVID-19 if you want to say layman's terms, like in a way that everyone can understand. And I mean, it's simple things like the word respiratory droplets, right?
Yes.
So what people need to understand is that it's spread through respiratory droplets, which means if someone coughs on you, then you can get it. But then what people mistake it for is they think that, okay, respiratory droplets, it must stick around in the air. And it doesn't do that. So it's not airborne. So it was just like, I felt like I could clear that up for a lot of people. And then also, what do people want to know? What questions are not being answered? And I also felt that I had a different population looking at me, with my history of Miss South Africa, you have a lot of pageant fans, you have different, you have young girls. I have a variety of people that I speak to, and not all of them have knowledge or access to medical terminology or medical information. So that's why I felt it's my responsibility to try to do that.
As Miss South Africa 2018, as a doctor, practicing doctor, what are your plans, Tamrin?
Oh, that's such an interesting question, because at the moment, I'm just so caught up. Like, I'm so dedicated to being a doctor right now. When people say internship is crazy and it's busy and it's exhausting, trust me, it's true. So you don't really get time to work on other projects. So right now, I'm focusing on just doing my 2 years of internship. I'm in my first year now, second year next year, then community service. The goal was always to specialize in pediatrics. That's definitely still on the table. And then there are a few other projects that I want to pull up. That's more on a charity-driven end, because that's where my heart's at as well.
Tamrin Green, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I mean, good luck with all your future endeavors. I know that you're going to slay everything that you do.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a lovely day. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much. Now, Tamrin is a true asset to all South Africans. She is inspiring, motivated, and represents our country as a formidable citizen. Her phenomenal accomplishments and proactive nature is definitely making a difference. She is just simply remarkable.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tamrin Green, for joining us right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's time for us to take a look at what's happening in and around our world. We start off here in South Africa, where the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the country is sitting at 5,350, which is an increase of 354 cases from Tuesday. Health Minister Zweli Mkhize last night said that this is the highest number of cases in a 24-hour cycle recorded to date. 10 new deaths have been recorded, bringing the total to 103. The number of tests conducted to date is more than 197,000, of which some 11,600 were done in the last 24 hours. Basic Education Director General Mtanzima Mweli yesterday said schooling could resume next week, depending on the decision of Education Minister Angie Motshekga. Motshekga is expected to provide the exact date and details on the resumption of the 2020 academic year this morning. Speaking at a virtual parliamentary committee meeting on the future of the 2020 academic year, Mweli said grades will be phased in, starting with grades 7 and 12, and winter vacation will be shortened to a week, and the fourth term will be lengthened. In international headlines, the U.S. economy suffered its most severe contraction in more than a decade in the first quarter of the year as the country introduced lockdowns to slow the spread of the coronavirus. The world's largest economy sank at an annual rate of 4.8%, according to official figures released yesterday. The contraction in the U.S. economy is part of a global slowdown as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. In China, the economy shrank by 6.8%, and Germany said its economy could sink by a record 6.3% this year. The new fossil unearthed in Madagascar suggests that a cat-sized mammal nicknamed Crazy Beast coexisted with dinosaurs. The discovery of the 66-million-year-old fossil challenges previous assumptions that mammals would have had to be very small, the size of mice, in order to survive alongside dinosaurs. Scientists speculate that the badger-like animal would have burrowed, helping it to evade predatory dinosaurs. This could also explain how it evolved to such a big size. And now, how an endangered leatherback turtles in Thailand have found their way back. Well, these turtles out in Thailand, they thrive on quiet beaches. And yet another feel-good turtle story comes your way. Yesterday morning, it was Yoshi, the loggerhead turtle, but this time in Thailand, of course, it's a critically endangered leatherback turtle, putting smiles on our faces as we saw it come through in the last couple of days. Baby turtles are lately seen plodding through the sands before incoming waves pull them out to sea in record numbers. This is the scene in tourist-free Thailand right now as rare leatherback turtles hatch and wade their way into the water undisturbed. It's an opportunity for mother leatherbacks, the world's largest variety of sea turtle, to nest in dark areas without movement. With no crowds on the beaches, the leatherback turtles were also able to come ashore and safely lay their eggs. No nests had been found in Phuket in the past 5 years, but this year they have found 11 nests, the largest number in 2 decades. Feel good story indeed. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here's Jamie Lee with a final look at the weather.
Thank you so much, Dabsy. Time to have a final look at the weather for this morning. Now, we've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Njabulo Treasure Mchali sent us this gorgeous sunrise picture of the sun shining through the clouds in Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal. And Newcastle can expect mostly sunny and pleasant conditions today with a high of 22 degrees. Njabulo says he absolutely loves Expresso and believes if we stay together, we can beat the coronavirus. Thank you so much for your encouraging words, Njabulo. And we've also asked you to send in pictures of your hometown. Rena van Rooyen sent us this beautiful picture of Kaapsewip in Mpumalanga. Now, this place holds so many special memories for Rena, as this is also where she got engaged. Kaapsewip in Mpumalanga can expect plenty of sunshine today, reaching a maximum temperature of 20 degrees. Thank you so much to both Njabulo and Rena for sending in their pictures. We hope that you have a great day today. Now, most of South Africa can expect sunny and warm conditions today, starting off with Polokwane. Mostly sunny conditions can be seen with a low of 9 peaking at 23 degrees. Umbombela, your low is 13 peaking at 27. Pretoria 9, 22. And then hazy sunshine can be expected for you, Johannesburg, ranging from 7 to 19 degrees. A light southerly breeze of 6 kilometers per hour expected for you, Mahikeng, with a minimum of 7 and a high of 22. Klerksdorp 5:21. Kimberley 6:21. And the coolest start of the day can be seen in Bloemfontein with a low of 3 and a high of 21. Partly sunny conditions expected for Richards Bay today, ranging from 15 to 26 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 10:22, and then sunny with an afternoon shower expected for South Africa's Playground Durban today with a minimum temperature of 16 and a high of 26. Mostly sunny conditions expected for Mthatha today, with a minimum of 5 and a high of 21. East London 13 to 23. Sunshine expected for Craddock today, with a low of 4 and a high of 22. Port Elizabeth 12 24. And then a light easterly breeze of 9 kilometers per hour expected for you today, George, ranging from 12 to 25 degrees. A chilly start to the day, otherwise sunny for Sutherland today, with a range of 4 to 20 degrees. If you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town, your low is 11 with a high of 24. Partly cloudy for Worcester today, ranging from 8 to 27, and then plenty of sunshine for you, Uppington, ranging from 9 to 26. Now, being on lockdown does not mean we can't get to see this beautiful country that we live in. Send us a picture of your town and we could show it live on the show. Make sure to include a picture of yourself and why you love your town so much. But right now, though, wherever you find yourself, make sure that you have a happy Klein Vrydag.
Happy Klein Vrydag, indeed. Now, every day, including on Klein Vrydags, I have been so surprised by, I think, all the amazing tricks and techniques that we have seen that we can teach our dogs. And honestly, it does make me really excited to get a dog of my own one day. I've been saying this for the last couple of days. I know. If you want to get rid of your dog, maybe you got too many, maybe you had new baby ones, call me, all right? This morning, dog trainer Karis Nafta from Happy Dogs shows us another really, really impressive trick where you can teach your dogs to weave through your legs, okay? It sounds easy, but it's not. But take a look at this.
Good morning, Expresso. My name is Karis. I'm a dog trainer. This morning, I'm going to show you how to teach a trick where your dog weaves in a figure 8 between your legs. I'm using 2 of my dogs this morning. The first dog, Jax, knows how to do this trick. And then I'm moving to my dog, Sam, who's going to learn it for the first time so you can see the learning process from start to finish. Enjoy. This is the trick we're teaching your dogs today, everybody, so that they weave in between your legs. Jax is using his tug toy for a reward because that's his very favorite thing, and it's really cute. Once your dog stands still with your legs and weaves between, another thing that they can do is weave between your legs while you're walking. And both of these tricks are quite similar, and they're fun for your dogs. Just be careful if you have a Great Dane. They might be a little bit tall. So here you can see Jax moving right and left, and then he gets his tug. So to teach Sam, who's learning this trick for the first time, I have treats in both my hands. I'm bringing my hand behind my leg, and every time Sam circles around, he gets a reward. A dog needs a reward every time they do a trick right when they're learning, because that's the only way they know that they're doing what you want. You can also use a word here like weave or through or whatever makes sense to you, whatever word you like. When you're teaching your dog a new thing like walking forward, don't be surprised if your dog, like Sam, lies down or does the tricks they already know. Dogs first will do what they know before they try new things. So just ignore the behavior you're not asking for. Be quiet and clear with your hands and just reward the behavior you want, which in this case is moving through your legs. And as they do it right, say weave or whatever command you're using, and they'll have a great time. Guys, enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Look at Sam. Look at Sam.
Sammy
Sosa.
Good dog.
In the house. But how amazing is that? Because you're getting 2 things done at the same time. One, you are teaching your dog new tricks. But on the other hand, because you got your legs wide spread open like that, you are working on your inner thighs. Am I lying? Am I lying? You're going to walk out of there?
I didn't know that was the direction you were taking this entire thing. So you're trying to say you exercise as you treat...
As you train your dog.
Your dog.
You can't train a dog unless you've trained its owner. Fact.
Okay. Well, you head home, okay? We only have 2 personalized Ultra Dog Campers up for grabs that are each valued at 2,000 Rand. To stand a chance is very simple of winning. We want to know what is the most special thing you have ever done for your dog. Share your photos and your stories on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook page, and do so before 5 p.m. today to qualify. Now, remember that T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Think about it.
I will.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, convenience became a lot tastier with Tropica's long life, and you can store it in your cupboards and unopened, and you can leave it to chill for days or even weeks before drinking and enjoying it because it's a UHT. And it's the perfect item to add to your essential shopping list for this weekend, and it'll last you long into the lockdown period, and it might make it so much smoother too. And now you might be wondering why we are looking so smooth this morning. Well, we decided to dress up as our favorite Tropica long life flavors, and we want to encourage you at home to do exactly the same. So Jamie, I see you looking all swagger.
Okay, listen, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to be upstage. I tried this at home yesterday. It was, you know, a hot mess. I decided to be orange, obviously. Orange is the new black. You know, I like it. I love it. Vibrant, but I actually really like the orange flavor. So I was like, you know what, let's dress up as an orange. So yeah. But you, on the other hand, took it to a whole nother level. I was like, I'm not going to be beaten. But then you just upstaged me.
I'm definitely not as classy as you, and I think you definitely take that title. Guys, let's be honest, thrown in terms of classy. Orange Erykah Badu has arrived out here. But I went a little bit over the top, of course. I like to keep things subtle usually. You know,
wow.
A top billing.
This is subtle. This is subtle, friend.
A top billing guy, you know, we keep it classy. So I thought I'm just going to stick with something subtle. But then I happened to weirdly enough find a lot of pineapple things at home. So like I was like, this looks cool, this jacket looks awesome, let me add that. And it kind of became a little bit of fun, just dressing myself up and doing something different. And
you just randomly had pineapple socks in your cupboard.
Yeah, you know, the subtleties are so important. You got to have your pineapple socks, of course.
Think, you know what? I'm going to take a picture so that people can see the grab.
Yes, let's do it. You can get dressed up for nothing, all right?
Yes, okay. So show me how you would rock the best pineapple. Give me a sour pineapple, okay? Wow, Ral, I feel like you are too into. You are just give us one more flair, like a
blue steel.
Okay.
Clearly, guys, I love pineapple just way too much, of course.
We also have some consumer pictures that also is joining in on all this fun. So let's maybe take a look at that. That is, the pictures are coming through. It's so amazing. Everyone is getting in on this fun. They are loving it. I am loving this one. This is baby Pubby. She is looking so cute. Love it, Mama. And then we have another one from Yonela Mteyisi, also sharing her picture. Give us that vibe, that golden goddess coming through, Mama, loving for it. And then we have one from Handful _ads sent us her picture as well, getting in on all the fun and all the action. Remember to just have fun with it, man.
I love seeing this though. Everybody's getting involved and on board. I thought people would be shy and embarrassed, but you guys are rocking it, and so are we, especially you. So yeah.
Maybe keep it classy. Maybe go extra. Maybe have some pineapple socks, whatever you want to. But you at home can join in on this fun. Dress up in your favorite long life flavor, or add a prop representing your favorite long life flavor. Take a picture or a video like we just showed you of you enjoying your Tropica, and then post it by using #Tropica on Twitter and Instagram, or reply to the competition post on Facebook, and you could win a set of female and male guest watches. Remember to use that all-important #Tropica. Get out there, guys, get creative, and enjoy your favorite flavor of Tropica.
Back to Vogue. I gotta get a shot of you. Let's do it. Vogue.
Find your smooth fortune with Tropica. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for two with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
So today we are enjoying flavors of Italy with the baked aubergine involtini, which it originates from, right, Arnel? I can't wait to actually try it out. Now, it's one of those comforting Moorish meals that won't necessarily break the bank or even your pocket. Also, it will expand on your food repertoire this morning. Obviously, we're starting with the recipes that we have. What do we have? What is involtini?
Let's start there. Involtini is Italian word for a small rolled up morsel with a filling inside. So I'm just going to take one out here. It's a beautiful dish of it. I just want to show it to the camera. I'm going to put it in a small plate here.
That's the final product.
Yeah.
That's
So
what it looks like at the end.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful dish with rolled up anything like aubergines or even meat you can use, or you can use baby marrows, and you put like a beautiful filling inside, tomato sauce, you bake it in the oven with lots of cheese, comforting and delicious, and we all love it.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Now, what are we going to start with?
The first is to get your aubergine in the oven. So we're just going to put some olive pride in a bowl, a small bowl, and we're just going to smear this or brush this over aubergine. I've already done this earlier, and then you bake it in the oven for about 20 or 30 minutes. But you need thin slices like that. Remember, you want to roll it up.
Okay.
So I've did a thick slice here, and I know this is not going to work.
But it's not going to bake properly.
Yeah, and it's not going to soften up enough because you want a roll out of it. So you bake that in the oven, so that is gone dusted, and you season it with a bit of salt and pepper. You can do that after or beforehand. And now we're just going to make a sauce, a tomato sauce that you can see on top there. So we're also going to add a bit of oil to the pot. I'm going to add some garlic.
Of course.
I'll take the biggie garlic. The Italians love their garlic, and we also love our garlic.
I definitely love my garlic.
And some tinned tomatoes or fresh tomatoes. If you've got some fresh tomatoes, tinned tomatoes, tomato, it's the same thing. Anything.
Same.
A bit of sugar, brown sugar, always for the acidity, just balance it out. And a pinch of herbs, any dry herbs that you've got in the kitchen.
And then if I don't have these kinds of herbs specifically, or this specific cheese that you use, is there an alternative ingredient?
Absolutely. So if you've got dried herbs, and if you've got a little bit of rosemary in your garden or a bit left of parsley that's in your fridge, use that. Just chop it up and use it. But always remember with herbs, use it sparingly. Just add a bit and then taste. Add a bit so it can be very overpowering.
And also, if you use the olive pride, obviously you don't need to over-season, you know, your food.
Yes, it's got that tangy little olive flavour, and it's just perfect for cooking, frying, baking. It's perfect.
I love that.
So we've got the sauce that's been in the oven, and now we need to make the filling because we want a yumminess inside. So we're just going to crumb up some feta in here, and if you've got mozzarella, use mozzarella.
It works.
We're all about what's in your kitchen at the moment.
It's a flexible dish. I love it.
Yes, and some parsley, but you can also use oregano or any flavour that you want. And some chopped up tomato. This is all we're going to put in here. That's all. That's enough for that.
And how many people can it serve?
I think if you're going to use this, it's about 4 people. Look at that dish. So I think as a main meal, and you've got a salad on the side, 4 people can eat out of that. But I think for myself, I'll eat the whole thing.
By yourself.
It's delicious. It's easy. It's vegetarian. It's amazing.
Because I'm looking at this dish and I'm thinking, oh, 4 people.
If you've got a big salad and a nice chunk of bread, you know,
Fair
the Italians
enough.
like bread on the side. We're going to just add a little bit of salt and pepper in our filling, like that. And now you use the bigger side of the aubergine. So you see the aubergine is soft now after it's baked.
Yes.
It can roll up. And remember, it's a roll little thing. So I'm just going to add a little bit of filling here at the cut end of the aubergine. And then you just roll it up nicely like that.
Oh.
And you put it on the
So we're wrapping it up?
On the seam side there.
Then you place it in your oven pan.
I first want to put some sauce. No, not like that. I'm going to put the sauce at the bottom.
Okay, we're putting some sauce, the tomato sauce that we created, we're putting it next to our aubergine.
No, at the bottom. I'm going to
Oh, at the bottom of the aubergine.
I forgot how to put on. So we're going to roll this up again. Put it with the seam side down. Remember, otherwise it's going to go open.
Okay.
If you don't put the seam side at the bottom.
So you roll it.
Yeah.
First you put the tomato base.
Yes.
Then you roll your aubergine. And then you place it on the seam side so it doesn't unravel itself.
Exactly. It doesn't unravel itself. So I just want to show you now again. You just roll it up. And now I think I want to season it a little bit because I don't know if there's enough seasoning on this. So always just remember to have a pot of salt and a bit of pepper next to you. Put it in there. So I've made 3 there. And now this tomato sauce is perfect.
So Anel, you make sure that you season your aubergine with salt and pepper to bring out that taste.
Absolutely. Remember, salt and pepper is there for seasoning.
Yes.
It's there for seasoning. It's
Yes.
not to make it saltier. It's there to bring out the flavour of the food.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so that is that. So I'm going to add some cheese over here.
We're adding some cheese on our dish.
And that's basically it. And that goes into the oven for about 200 degrees for about 20 minutes.
For about 20 minutes, and that's it. And this is the final product.
Taste, please, quickly, you must taste this. And if you want to
use... It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure for me to taste. Yeah, thank you very much, Hanal.
And this is a vegetarian dish. And what I will do if I don't have aubergines, because a lot of people don't like aubergines, my husband, you can take a small little baby marrow. I just want to clean this spoon. You can just scoop the inside out. What I'll do, I'll just scoop the inside out like that. What does it taste like, Cookie? Tell me.
It tastes really delicious. The actual aubergine is very soft. The flavor is bursting in my mouth. You can taste the tomato, but also it's very well balanced with the sugar, the garlic, obviously, but it's not too prominent.
Exactly.
But it's there as an underlying tone, so I absolutely love this. Oh, that looks good.
So what you do now is, if you don't have aubergine, you take a baby marrow, just take a little bit of the inside out. You then put this onto your tomato sauce and add tomato sauce over it.
And cheese.
And this I'll call an open involtini. Just some of my own thing, an open involtini. Because this is not a rolled up one, but it is another option you can do with that. I think it's divine. And it's something so Moorish, easy in the oven, and it's most of the products that you've got in your cupboard. Look at that.
There we go. Voila. Oven for 20 minutes, and you have achieved this perfect aubergine. Now you can get this recipe on expressoshow.com. It's that simple. And also, if you have an awesome recipe to share with us, we want to know all about it, and you can stand a chance to win a Clover Love Tank hamper. Today we have another winner, and it is
Camera.
Matakhonolo Chidi, who entered the competition with a picture. Oh yes! Congratulations!
Look at that. Oh, wow.
She entered with a picture of her delectable cheesecake in which she used Clover Bliss lemon meringue double cream yogurt. It's that simple. All you have to do is share your lockdown recipe inspiration with us by replying to the Clover competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter page. Post a picture of your recipe creation using the hashtag Expresso Show and tell us which Clover product you used to create your dish. So what are you waiting for? Do the right thing and enter. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
That bliss looked delicious, huh? That dessert. Look at this. Finish this.
Olive Pride brings a touch of pride and the natural beauty of olive oil to your table. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still with your feel-good breakfast show. It is
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still with your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso here on SABC3. Time to talk about money. Yes, money, money, money. With 5 weeks of lockdown behind us. And well, Who knows how many more weeks ahead of us. It's safe to say that these are challenging times for us all when it comes to that money. And whilst we recognize that many South Africans have faced job losses or pay cuts, there are some who have had the privilege to continue working from home. But regardless of who you are, we've all had to drastically change the way that we see our money and think of the future. And this morning we are joined by one of our favorite friends in finance. It's Sisandile Qikido, and she is the head of Nedbank's Retail Investments, who's here to show us all how we can all find a way to save during the lockdown. Sisa, good morning. Thanks so much for making the time for us.
Good morning, guys. I wish I was in Cape Town, but hey, thank you.
Hey, you are safe at home. Of course, better days are coming.
Right?
But Sisa, for those people who are at home and still wondering how we can regroup and understand where we can save, because we're not spending money on transport, dinners and leisurely activities, where can we spend this money? Where can we save this money?
So I think a step back, I would advise you, as I would advise a friend and anyone else, is firstly to have a look at your 3 months bank statement if you're not a budgeting guru, right? 3 months bank statement, say prior to lockdown. What you were spending your money on, whether it is birthday dinners and birthday gifts. Now we can't even go and visit people for their birthdays. Mine is coming up on Friday and I'm like, I'm going to be sitting here on the couch. Nobody's going to be spending money on me.
Oh, no!
But it's little... I know. It's little things like that where, another thing I was going to be doing, I was going to be traveling for my birthday. So that's another saving that I've kind of made. And this is happening in a lot of circles that I'm in. People can't travel, people can't spend. So it's good to have a look at your track record, which I call it the track record, but it's your 3 months bank statement. And if you have a budgeting app that kind of tracks your spending, that also makes it much easier. So if you look at that, some of the key things that I'm spending on, I'm saving on, is my gym membership. So that's like a 500 Rand saving on its own. On my entertainment budget, I'm looking at saving something like 2,000 Rand. On gas, I'm saving about 2,000 Rand for a month. So it's very good to take stock because you don't really realize it while you're spending it. As you're going out or you're doing whatever, you don't realize just how much you're spending. So if you look at that and you are in a position where you are lucky enough to still be earning the same salary, it would be an injustice to yourself to not take that money and put it away and make sure that it's actually doing more for you than what it would have if you were spending it. Take the money that you do save, hypothetically, if it's 50% of that, and take it and put it in a notice deposit account where it's not necessarily too long term unless you know for a fact what your finances and what your earning capacity is going to be for the rest of the year, where you can put a notice deposit account and you can easily access it should there be a rainy day in your life or you have to have a pay cut, etc. You're already sorted for some of your bills.
If someone's asking or thinking to themselves, but I don't feel like I'm saving or spending any less during the lockdown, how can you encourage them to see their money differently and identify saving opportunities? Where do they look?
So definitely you have to see your money differently. And back to having a scan your life, scan your financials, scan your bank statement. Have a look at the little things that you generally pay for. For instance, Joburg parking is very expensive. I'm sure actually Cape Town is worse, but Joburg parking is if you're not driving and you would on average go to the mall and spend 10 Rand, you go on average to the mall maybe 3 times a week and you'd spend 10 Rand on parking, that's 30 Rand. 30 Rand times 4 weeks. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's the little things.
So we know, Sisa, that many South Africans have faced salary cuts or even, job security is threatened across the board during this lockdown. But the lockdown has also given us all a massive wake-up call in terms of how precious money is and the importance of being mindful and strategic to some extent with our money. How do you recommend that viewers start looking at their money in this time, particularly when it comes to planning? What do they need to be doing and looking at as far as planning is concerned?
So we're working from home, etc., and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But I mean, on the weekend when I love the outdoors. So I'd either be hiking or I'd be running and I'd be out having breakfast and doing things like that. I now actually have those hours to sit with myself and think. And one of the things that we definitely need to do is, I've said this on the show before, is to get naked with ourselves, get naked with your finances, get like to the point where you've got nothing to hide. You know exactly what you're owing. You know exactly what you're earning, etc. And if you're owing anything, you look at that debt and you look at what is it that I'm paying the highest interest on and that I can pay rather quickly. I mean, we've seen interest rate cuts. This is the time to actually maintain the payment that, I mean, a 2 million rand bond, for instance, now you're paying about 1,250 rand less than what you were paying 3 months ago. So this is the time to redirect those funds either into the bond or into another debt that maybe is a shorter term debt, or if you're lucky enough to be debt free, then this time to then direct those funds into an investment or a good savings account that will give you the opportunity to earn some interest. But I think everyone has the gift of time right now, and this is the time that we need to evaluate our bank statements, to evaluate our financial behavior, to evaluate our financial character, and see what it is that we can change going forward.
Wow, Sisa, this morning, some financial golden nuggets of wisdom. Thank you so much for your time. It really is about stripping it all off and finding those areas where our money can work better for us in the future. Of course, savings are not always associated with earning more, but they often do come from spending less. So use this time at home to sit with your money and identify where you can save. Both the Nedbank 32-day and 12-month fixed deposit accounts, they charge no monthly fee, which guarantees your savings even more. You can visit nedbank.co.za for more information on these accounts. Lots to think about.
Kick off your savings goals with 0 monthly fees and unlimited swipes. Get a pay-as-you-use account on the Nedbank Money app today. Money.
Now, and sticking to the theme of money and saving money, that is, this morning we asked you all on social media, what is it that you're saving the most during the lockdown, or how are you saving? And we got some incredible responses from everybody out there. And the first one is from Alvina Carne, who says, with nowhere to go, I'm saving on petrol for sure. Oh, I definitely agree with you. I think everybody is definitely saving on that one, yeah?
Absolutely, man. The next one is coming from Usnokolo Soyamam Tishe. She says, my intentions weren't to save, but my cash automatically saved itself due to the corona pandemic. No eating out, no shopping sprees, just you glued home. That is true, actually.
And then the next one we got is Tejo saying, good morning, I'm saving on takeaways. So after lockdown, I'm going to buy myself a new bed. Oh, nice. I've been sleeping the whole day, so I don't enjoy my bed now. Well, I'm glad we could allow you to discover something positive during the lockdown. It's always a good thing.
Umili Mgwala says, unnecessary groceries. We eat what is available, avoiding to stand in long queues. And that's true. Sometimes you do get tempted to just walk out the house to go buy something, although we have so many things that are in our cupboards.
Yeah, definitely. And then lastly, we got Charmaine Jones, who says, coffee shops. I am a coffee addict. Oh, I know there's a lot of you out there that are struggling. So good luck to finding your coffee fix out there. And we've got so much more magic coming at you. Almost half an hour left of the show. So enjoy, and we will see you soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
There is a there's a reason why dogs are known as man's best friend. They are the ultimate companions who just want to give us love and be loved in return. And every now and then, it's a good idea to check in and make sure that we're giving our pets the care and attention that they deserve. Now, here to give us some fun inspiration and new ideas on how to give our pets some extra loving is our ultra cool vet, Dr. Corinne Brink. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very good, and yourself?
Fine, thank you.
I love this topic because we really do want to give our pets all the love that they deserve. But we all know that the dogs are the life of the house. Well, inside some households. But are dogs prone to depression? And if so, how can we recognize it and treat it like in different breeds as well?
Under certain circumstances, yes, dogs can become depressed. They will show signs of just being not interested in anything, being extremely tired, their sleeping and their eating patterns might change. But what is very important, you must first make sure it's not a medical condition, because some medical conditions will show the same signs. And if it's not a medical condition, the best would be to see a veterinary behaviorist that you guys can get to the root of the problem and get your pup happy and healthy again.
Would you say that a diet or a healthy diet also contributes to their moods and to the depression as well?
Yes, if they are on a great diet, a healthy diet, the coat will be shiny and they will be happy. Extra omega-6s and 3s and antioxidants has been proven to aid in brain function and will definitely help with depression. Also added tryptophan to the food, which is an amino acid, is the precursor of serotonin, and serotonin is your happy hormone. So yes, with an adequate diet, they will definitely be more prone to be a happier animal compared to a depressed dog.
Absolutely. How would we then know if a diet is suited for our pup or not? Or is it like a give and take, you just test and try and test and see what works for them or not?
I think you must really see what works for your pup, like you said, but you will know easily if it's not working. Your pup will be underweight, your pup will have a dull coat, and sometimes your animals will get chronic diarrhea without any medical cause, and that might be the cause of depression and not being well fed.
So interesting. But I want to talk about that morning breath in the morning when that dog comes in and they kiss you and you smell it. Can we brush their teeth as often to get rid of that? Or maybe just how often do we generally have to groom our dogs?
I always said if there was something that could clean teeth that you could eat or drink, we would have used it as well. So brushing once a day. And with regards to grooming, it depends what type of pet you have. If you have a short-haired doggy or cat, you don't need to groom them as often compared to a long-haired animal who would benefit from a daily brush.
Okay, that's good to know. But maybe now during this time, especially with lockdown and everything, what are fun ways for people to engage with their pets other than the ordinary cuddles and the game of fetch and tug of war and those kind of things?
Oh, there's so many things you can do. What I'm looking forward to is when lockdown is over, is to take my doggies for a long walk in nature somewhere. But at home, you can play hide and seek. You can do doga, which is doggy yoga. You can start with agility training or just proper behavioral training. There's a lot of videos on YouTube and there's a lot of resources you can use. You can hold a dance party for you and your pets, and if you have children, they would love that.
And maybe download TikTok, because we do see some flip the switch challenges for the dogs and the pets to do. So maybe we can try that with our dogs as well. But for many of us, we don't have pets like myself. Why would you encourage to get a furry pet?
I believe pets truly bring meaning to our lives. There's so many reasons to get a pet. If you have kids, pets are great with kids. They teach kids so many valuable lessons. Pets are completely selfless, so that teach you compassion, they will teach you patience, they will teach you just love for the world and everything around you. They keep you fit, and of course they make you laugh because they can be quite funny sometimes.
I love that. Maybe when Luke is a bit old, I'll get him a dog. What would you say, or what would you recommend would be a good dog for a toddler or a baby?
I always say, do your research. But the ideal pet for a kid is actually a little bit a bigger pet. Smaller pets for a small toddler, they can injure, because remember, a toddler is very handsy and they are hard when they touch. So I would recommend something like a beagle or a labby, a Labrador retriever. I know they're big but cheapest. They are fantastic with kids. For me, that's the best dog for kids, a Labrador.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much, Doc, again for your amazing advice, and we look forward to speak to you again soon.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
Now, we officially have 2 more Ultra Dog hampers left up for grabs, so it's now or never to stand a chance of winning. We want you to tell us what's the most special thing you have ever done for your pet. Share your entry photos and stories on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook page and get your entry in before 5 p.m. today to qualify. Now, T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
Oh, mothers, mothers, mothers. What could we do without them? What would we be without them? Mothers are like glue. Even when you can't see them, they're somewhere, busy, holding the family together. You feel them, you hear them most times. And the 10th of May is Mother's Day. Yes, you're welcome. So do something special for your mum this Mother's Day. Why not surprise her and spoil her with these decadent chocolate cupcakes using Woolies hazelnut praline truffles. Almost tried to do a bit of an accent there, but of course it's praline truffles. Each delicious truffle is wrapped in a 57% dark chocolate nugget, covered in milk chocolate and sprinkled with lightly air-roasted hazelnuts. Oh man, come on. And to show us how to do it this morning with the love of all the mothers out there, for all the mothers out there, is our main man. It's Chef Clem.
Yeah.
Chef Clem, how you doing?
I almost asked you the most ridiculous question. I almost asked you, do you like chocolate?
Hello, who doesn't like chocolate?
I've never met anyone.
Even Ryle, as I walked onto the kitchen, I said, I'm about to go make some interesting chocolatey things. He said, oh, well, you better save me some. And he means it. He really means it. He loves chocolate.
He does, absolutely. So what I've done is I've taken a cupcake and then I've hidden a beautiful praline truffle inside the cupcake. Then I've doubled up on the chocolate and I made like a nice, I almost called it like a chocolate cheesecake frosting. It's decadent. But Mom deserves it, doesn't she?
Oh, she really does.
She does.
She deserves it and a whole lot more. Okay, cool. So how do you do
simple.
it then?
So I got some flour, in with some baking powder, a bit of sugar for that good sweetness.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Sweet like Mom.
Sweet like Mom, and a little bit of salt going in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait. Oh, it's fast.
It's fast?
Okay.
I'll slow it down.
Baking powder goes onto flour. Then a bit of salt. Then sugar.
And you always add salt because even when you're baking with sweet stuff, the salt brings out the flavor of everything you're baking with.
Okay, cool. Got you. Okay, so I'm back on track now. Okay.
Then what we're going to do is separate bowl. These are our dry ingredients, okay?
So they're dry. That's why
exactly.
it holds dry.
There we go. But we get a lot of those questions on social media. What do you mean all the dry ingredients?
Yeah.
And it's baking.
I would have asked that before I met you.
Exactly. Let's rather over-explain.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no stupid questions in the kitchen.
There aren't.
We aren't. Okay, cool. So eggs going in there, a bit of milk going in, a bit of oil going in.
Yes.
And these are going to be our wet ingredients.
Okay.
So to that, I want to add a little bit of vanilla.
Vanilla.
Love.
To your vanilla love to your wet
you just take a
ingredients.
little
And we also over-explain like this because I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be making this as all the kids out there for Mom, right? You're going to be making it for Mom. So take some notes. Okay.
Exactly. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add the wet to the dry.
Yeah.
Just like that. And we're going to give it a good mix.
Something tells me there's moms watching out there now who are like, I'm not waiting for the 10th of May to enjoy this decadence. I'm going to make it myself today.
Make it, absolutely.
And it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Okay, so what I've done is add a bit of water to it now, mix it through. It's going to be a nice loose batter, which means it's not going to be a very, very thick batter. It's going to be, look at that, a lot thinner than a normal pancake batter.
It's smooth, eh?
It's so smooth. Okay, so what you're going to do now, give it a good mix. Make sure there aren't any lumps in there. But the batter comes together so easily. You don't even need the electric mixer.
Oh, which is great. Because if you don't have one, then you can do it with ease. Okay, so you get those into your...
And you're going to pour halfway.
Yeah.
You checking this out? Yeah. It's going to rise because we added that baking powder in there.
So how much do you put in there? Just half?
Half.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Half is perfect.
So just half.
This is quite a sentimental recipe for me. Because
why? Tell me more.
My mom told me...
Yeah?
When I was born, God blessed me with a chocolate chip on my nose. It's cheesy. It's cheesy. But it's so... She always reminds me.
Mrs. Pedro!
Sweet. So, yes.
I mean, listen, it's sweet. It's cheesy,
Moms
it's sweet,
will, like,
and
save
it's
the day like that.
Do you say the same thing to your wife every time when she's upset with you? You say, well, listen, I know I've upset you, but you know, these things happen. And you're lucky to have this chocolate chip on my nose in your face all the time.
She's so lucky. I mean, I'm being modest, but I mean, it's true. Okay, cool. Now, those hazelnut praline truffles, they are ultra delicious, okay? These are gonna get buried inside the cupcake. So while it bakes, you're not gonna know what's inside there, and then it's gonna melt inside the cupcake, and it's gonna be like the most amazing surprise ever.
Yes.
Okay, these are for me.
And there is nothing better than when you're eating something and halfway into it or right in the middle, you just arrive to this explosion of flavor and taste.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yes.
Absolutely. What I love about these cupcakes is they bake for like 15 minutes and they're done.
They're quick.
It's not very complicated.
Yeah.
It's a very delicious. You get this moist vanilla cupcake.
Yes.
Everything you want in a cupcake with a little surprise in the center.
Yeah, so do you serve it like that or could you decorate it and add some things on top?
We're gonna decorate. We're gonna decorate. Let me just put everything to the side here because I want you to see this. So what I've done is I made a beautiful frosting. What I've done is I've taken our chocolate-coated assorted nuts, these ones, chopped them up, added it to a bowl, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream, and I melted it all together, and I got this mixture.
Okay.
So what you really want to do is you want to cool this down before you do the next step.
Because you've just melted it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've got some cream cheese.
Okay.
This is kind of like a cheesecake, chocolate kind of frosting.
There's nothing better than cream cheese.
It's honestly, it's so decadent. So now you want to work it through. Takes a bit of, this is more complicated than actually making the cupcake itself. You're gonna mix.
Yeah.
It's gonna eventually come together. You can use an electric hand mixer if you want, but it will come together.
Yes.
And then what it looks like, we have put my piping bag. Here we go.
Piping bag.
It looks like this, and then you'll chill it down again.
Yeah. So that's what you get. That's the consistency you get after you've done all of the mixing and making sure that it all comes together. If you don't have a piping bag, we've given many tips in the past on how to sort that out. You can use.
You can even just spread it right on the cupcake.
Yeah, you can.
That's
exactly.
amazing.
So have fun with it. Be creative with it. There are no real rules. But if you do want to get the chef Clem Pedro effect, this is how you do it.
I'm gonna freestyle a few techniques here.
Yeah.
What I love about Willie's chocolate is it's the variety that you get.
Yeah.
There's something for absolutely everyone. And talk about that fair trade.
Yes.
It's so responsibly sourced, and they're actually working with the farmers to ensure that everybody gets the best deal. We get the good chocolate, they get the loving from Woolworths.
Everyone's
just
happy.
means we'll be able to enjoy chocolate for so many more years to come.
And everyone is happy, but also the sugar-free alternatives that are available as well. You can get those. And of course, the variation of strength. For example, this one is 57%. This one here is 57% cocoa solid, which is fantastic. You get various strengths of it. You've got a 31% on there. It's really up to what you want.
Absolutely. Basically, our cupcakes are done. I'm going to decorate, but this is all it is.
Okay.
So simple.
There you go. Make mom feel special this Mother's Day. And if you don't want to wait for Mother's Day, you can do it today and just treat her this week. And we'll give you some more ideas just ahead of Mother's Day. But this is fantastic. And if you want to get your hands on this quick and easy recipe and some tips on how to bring this to life, go on to expressoshow.com. Is it tasting time?
I blacked out for a second. I'm just going straight for the...
Oh, you blacked out for a second. Happy eating. with your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso and SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. Now, acts of ordinary courage and brave compassion that put the health of patients first have to be applauded. There are many everyday heroes out there in the healthcare profession, and we shift the focus over to them now. And a few weeks ago, Adcock Ingram OTC, they launched Sponsors of Brave, a campaign that celebrates and shares the stories of pharmacists and healthcare professionals who have gone above and beyond the day-to-day call of duty. And never before has praising these incredible healthcare professionals been more important. Today, we meet our sixth nominee inspiring her community. It's Nontutuzelo Sibango, a pharmacy owner in Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. Having established her first pharmacy in the area 19 years ago, she has used her position to give back to her community in the most beautiful way, and her kindness is well known in the area. On the line this morning, we welcome Nontutuzelo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, where do I even start? Nontutuzelo, it sounds like you are doing some great things for your community. But what made you get into the world of healthcare?
Being the first in the family to pass matric and get to do a degree, of course, went to go to university. And my cheerleader, my grandmother, was like my mother to me. Passed on in my first year, and that more like gave me a drive of how do I honor my grandmother.
This is absolutely fantastic, because this is such an inspiring story, not just centered around yourself, but it speaks to what you are able to do for the community. And we've seen you use this platform as a way to support your community. Why is giving back to the community so important for you?
You know, when we grow up in a village, we grow like you are everybody's child. And like I say, my story is a story where I was the first one to finish matric in my family, first one to go to university, and the second person to go to university in my village. You share what you have.
Your work has touched so many people. We've even seen some really lovely comments from the people in your community. So let's take a look at this.
Do to treat a community like family. That's what makes her brave.
The way she handles people when they come to the pharmacy, she is not like a pharmacist.
This person was generous, she's got a big heart.
She started this business here. She was very young when she started this business. And she pushed things. It grew into what it is now.
She's done a lot of things. One of them is she started a charity club where she asked the teachers around to recruit children who have talent in sport, and she's sponsoring that club since it was formed.
In the club, there was an athlete that was supposed to go to Germany, and that athlete has got nothing. He was coming from rural areas of Lusikisiki, and Dudu, out of her way, donated to this boy. She did a very lot to our club, even to the community at large. She has changed so many people in different ways.
When I started working here, I was from a rural area. I was 24 years. I'm now 43. And she's been a role model. She has given me so much confidence.
She is a firm person. She is a strong character, and yet very kind.
What I do now is to inspire any black girl who has a similar story to me, to show them that you can break the cycle of poverty and, more importantly, create hope and inspiration for others.
I love that your story is about tapping into spaces where there is a need and seeing where you're able to help, and you're able to help in so many of those areas. Let's talk about inspiring the nation. Any final messages that you'd like to share with your fellow healthcare workers across the country during these difficult times?
Thank you so much to every healthcare there. And I would like to urge all South Africans, including myself, to keep on supporting them in any way possible.
Your service is a service of bravery And it's such heroic work that you do in your community, and I salute you for that. The rest of the Expresso family salutes you for that. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Nontutuzelo. Now, for you at home, remember that you can also join in on this incredible campaign by nominating the pharmacist, healthcare professional, or worker in your community, making a real difference, especially during COVID-19. And there are many of them, many stories like this that you can tap into and find. That means you will stand yourself a chance to win a 5,000 Rand. And of course, 2 healthcare workers or winners will be selected from your nominations, 1 chosen by a judging panel and 1 through your votes. Now, the 2 healthcare professionals that are selected will win a trip to an overseas medical conference of their choice, and they will be given an opportunity to pay it forward by donating 25,000 Rand to their favorite charity. Now, visit expressoshow.com for more information on how you can nominate the healthcare professionals doing incredible things during these incredible and tough times in your community today. The curve we don't want to flatten is the heartbeat of our beloved South Africa. Be brave.
Unprecedented challenges call for incredible bravery. Countless doctors, nurses, and pharmacists are working around the clock to keep us safe. They go beyond the call of duty and selflessly put the needs of our communities first. Nominate the brave healthcare professionals on the front line and give them the recognition they deserve. Because the only curve we don't want to flatten is the heartbeat of our beloved South Africa.
What a woman, that Nontutuzelo, a superwoman doing such amazing work in her community. Thank you so much. You are so brave. We love you. We got some comments on social media.
Yeah, we got lots of comments. Guys are loving you, Tubbs, loving that twerking, loving all that.
Okay, tune in on live, yeah?
Yeah, after the show, we'll be doing something special once again with Tubbs and myself, and we'll take you through that aerobic workout. So tune in for the magic, and we will see you soon.
Tomorrow.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.